Peace party people. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo.
I am Warren Peace.
And today's special guest is...
Lil Jon, yeah! I'm here. Hey.
Thank you for being here, man.
It's all good.
You gave us a list of your favorite songs of all time, or we got it from you at Hakkasan.
Yeah, while we were out drinking, we came up with a nice little list. All kind of different songs from different genres and
really
different times of my life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we found everything on vinyl, and now we're going to play those records and let the record show.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. All right, first up on your list, John, is Planet Patrol, Play at Your Own Risk, and we have the purple vinyl here.
I've never seen this before, ladies and gentlemen. I probably have 20 copies throughout my lifetime of this record, and I've never seen the official artwork. It's always been the 12-inch in the Tommy Boy cover.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Well, this is great. I mean, and I love this insert here. It tells you
wow.
to, like, you know, if you're missing any of these hits, join the
order them here.
Tommy Boy Future Beat Alliance.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I remember actually having to order my records through the mail back in the day. I used to get a lot of reggae from New York. Yeah. And I ordered it through the mail. Well, yeah, this is really cool. And look at this cover.
Yeah. So, naked lady on the lip, zebra print on the cover. That's some 1980s.
This is really cool.
For sure. Yeah.
So this record is special to me because, like, I mean, it's so many. I guess even from the 80s, it was one of those records that you when it came on in the party, people went crazy. And then in the 90s, when bass music was big, we ran the hell out of this instrumental for this. Yeah. You know, so some people, like Warren was like, not Planet Rock, and I was like, for me, Play at Your Own Risk was just, the beat is just so fucking crazy. You know what I mean? The production, the mix.
Yep.
I used to have the Suburban, and it was two songs that sounded incredible in there. Natural Born Killers and Play at Your Own Risk.
Yeah.
Whenever I played that in the fucking truck, it just sounded insane. So, yeah, this just brings back a lot of memories. Like I said, from the 80s, the breakdancing era, and then from the 90s, the bass music. Like, we use this a lot in bass records.
This was close enough to Planet Rock for me. So I was
like,
right,
you know, it's cut from the same sessions. So Arthur Baker produced it and basically used like a bunch of unused stuff from that same session, and then this was like, all right,
took out all the craft work.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you actually should pull this out.
Were you DJing back with this when this was coming out?
When it came out, I tried to learn how to DJ in the 80s with the realistic mixer those days, just the up and down. Yeah. But I was trash, so that don't really count. Yeah. I didn't really have no turntables.
Right.
I learned how to DJ for real in the 90s.
Okay.
And then, like I said, when in the bass days, you had to play this in your bass sets. And then so many bass producers sampled this record. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
especially the beginning with
just the whole record too. Like, I mean, and I listened to we would look the instrumental and the regular version because I'm just listening now. I'm like, wow, like the vocals is just really dope too. You know what I mean? So,
how about b-boying? Were you doing? This is a big b-boy record as well. I mean, were you doing any?
Yeah, I tried to learn how to break. But I was trash.
Were you trash or were you?
I was trash.
Okay, all right.
I had one signature move is suicide flip.
Yeah.
You want to do that for everyone?
No, I can't do it. But yeah, I listened to Beat Street, of course, Breaking.
Yeah.
I was into all of that, but I wasn't that good. I had
Fair
the
enough.
look, but I wasn't good.
Okay.
How about this? The Play at Your Own Risk Planet Patrol Lil Jon remix.
Yeah, so Tommy Boy hit me up. They were doing a compilation where they were letting producers remix the classic stuff from the Tommy Boy catalog. And they asked me, and I said, play at your own risk because it's one of my favorite, records. Just instrumentals, songs, period. It just gives you a good energy when you listen to it too, and it bangs.
Yeah. I mean, this is really early in your career. You were really beginning to break through. I mean, how did they? Yeah, I mean, they even spelled your name John, which that's the legal spelling.
I still probably got a copy or two of this at the crib.
Yeah. 98, I think.
98. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real early.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's even had commercial success yet.
Yeah. So how did they find you? I mean, what was? I know you did some stuff before that, but how did they get in contact with you? Or?
Well, probably because I was doing remixes around then, because I did Capleton Tours remix.
Right.
That was, I can't remember what year. That was mid 90s, so it had to be like 90, between 94, 95.
Right.
Around then, so maybe after that, because that remix was like #1 in New York.
Right.
So, and me and my partner at the time, who I was producing with, Paul Louis, we used to just talk to the labels all the time and want to get remixes and stuff. So,
gotcha.
I think, I don't remember, but I know Tom Silverman too.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just my relationship with Tom.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, you want to remix this?" So,
yeah. All right. Dream come true.
Yeah.
All right. Play at your own risk, Planet Patrol. All right, next up on the menu, Cybertron Clear. If we're gonna do Cybertron Clear, we gotta go with the clear vinyl, right?
Gotta go with the clear vinyl.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right, let's give it cue it up.
Pizzo looked high and low for that clear vinyl.
I was like, man, there's gotta be a clear.
There's gotta be a clear of clear.
All right, so tell us about this.
Okay, so I kind of lied. So not lied, but I mixed the records up.
Yeah.
This is the one that sounds ridiculous in my
this
Suburban.
Is
the bass on this motherfucker, when that shit drops, and bruh, like, come on. And this is another record, of course, from the 80s.
Yeah.
But then in the 90s, the bass movement, everybody sampled this damn a piece of this song. And the other side, it's time on this.
No,
that's a different record.
Yeah.
To scratch those.
Yeah. And every copy of that record is like really low at the it's time part.
Right.
Like it's time.
But
everyone kept winding it back.
But anyway. It's just the beat I just love the way the beat bangs, man.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, man. This is one of my all-time favorite, like, I want to call it a bass record, but it's not. I guess it's not really a bass record.
Yeah, it's like
it influenced it.
It's like a techno record.
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
like the foundation of Detroit techno. Juan Atkins. I mean, like this is like the beginnings of Detroit techno right here. I mean,
and like that,
arguably. Yeah, of course,
everybody
used sample that one that's made more famous.
Lose Control.
Yeah. But the way this shit just bangs, man, and it's just like and listening to this record right now, and even listening to Play at Your Own Risk, those records sound fresh.
Yeah.
And it's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
20, 30 years ago, and it still sounds fresh. The mix. Like, this is also like, this and like Play at Your Own Risk, I was listening as a producer to how the production is and the mix and how wide it sounds, the bass, how clear it is, and like that's another reason, I like all those records, the technical aspects of those, the way they sound. Because like as a producer, you try to make your shit sound like that, but you can't make it sound like that. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not gonna make it sound like that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
when you produce records, would you take it into did you have a car or your truck? Okay, I got to try the truck now.
I still do that.
You still do it? Okay,
I listen on everything. I got little oral tones. Like, I was in the hotel the other day. I'm finishing up my new single with Tyga.
Yeah.
And I was listening through it. You can plug up your phone to the telephone. Okay. So I was listening to it through the phone just to hear.
On the phone.
I was listening to the shitty speakers.
Yeah.
How
you can tell if it's good.
Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe on some shitty speakers.
Right.
On some shitty speakers, then it sounds good on everything.
Very interesting.
Love this record.
All right. Cybertron Clear on the clear vinyl.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
All right, moving from Detroit techno to Miami bass, we have Afro-Rican. Give it all you got, man.
Bruh, this is as a DJ in the 90s when bass was at its prime. You cannot DJ a party and not play this. Even like this is probably early 90s. What year is that? Or late 80s?
I think it's like 89. But
yeah. So, damn, I forgot. Yeah, we were starting to do the bass shit in the late 80s. That's right. So, Yeah, this record just when it come on, it just make the girls just like shake their ass like crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's the way that this record is dope. The way they flipped all the samples in it too.
Yeah.
So
got the James Brown,
and it bangs.
The Kraftwerk.
And this one.
The
compute, right?
Yeah. Were you into Kraftwerk? Because a lot of these records kind of revolve around Kraftwerk in some way.
Yeah, I guess everybody kind of borrowed from Kraftwerk.
Right.
Because Planet Rock came from them emulating one of Kraftwerk's records.
Yes, right. Same with Clear.
Transfer Express
to some degree.
Yeah,
Transfer.
Yep, exactly. Transfer Express. That's right.
Yeah. What? So at this week, so were you weren't DJing yet on this one yet either, right?
This was
playing around.
So this is all right. This is high school for me.
Yeah.
So this is. I graduated in '89. So this was you said '88.
I think 89 actually. But.
Yeah.
So this was like at the parties, the house party when they weren't called kickbacks, when they were called house parties.
House parties,
And the best one was in somebody's fucking basement.
Yeah.
So this was like, and at the school dances, this came on. Yeah, the girls went crazy. But then you moved to the early '90s, and we still were playing this fucking record in the bass sets because it's just. The groove of it. I think it's just the groove, the way they flipped all the samples
all the
together.
samples and everything. For me, whenever I hear this record, I want to hear "Lookout Weekend," Debbie Deb right afterward.
Yeah,
because that's just I always heard that song after or around this set or "Don't Stop the Rock."
Yeah, Don't Stop the Rock.
Two Live Crew,
like in the same vein. All the Pretty Tony stuff was like all in the same vein.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite part of this record is the way they flipped the James Brown.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, how do you think to put James Brown on this tempo?
Right.
And add some groove to it.
And some cutting in there too, as you can hear. Huh? There's some scratching in there too.
Yeah.
You know
There's your It's Time right there.
Yep.
Damn.
That was a part of the set.
It's Time.
Another ruined copy of It's Time. Yeah.
I probably got about 20 of those laying around the house.
What were the big Atlanta? Okay, so this is Miami, and a lot of this stuff was the Miami stuff. What was the big Atlanta stuff? Did Atlanta start having its signature sound around this time? Like
we had Kilo. This guy named Kilo. He had big stuff. Before Kilo, around Kilo, we had another guy, Raheem the Dream.
Yep.
Okay.
And then before Raheem and Kilo, it was this guy named Mojo.
I'm not familiar with Mojo.
He had a song called "Let Mojo Handle It," and I was probably 6th grade.
Wow.
When that shit was out, when he was popping, maybe 5th grade. So that was way back. But he was like the OG, and then Raheem, Kilo.
Right.
Those just the ones that come into mind.
Tyler Brunson, Smurf. Don't that sound right there?
Oh
yeah.
Also, Fergalicious.
Yeah,
Will.
I was tripping that Will used this because I was like, how does Will know about this bass shit? Because I didn't think that this made it to the West Coast.
Yeah.
You know
No, it was here. No, it was big.
You were just talking about that on Road Podcast the other day, Afro-Rican.
I was talking about how big. Like this was like the center record. Like I said, all the other.
What about Rodney Ojo Cooley? That was my shit.
Oh yeah.
Say,
That was
boy. Yeah. Supercuts is the greatest. Yeah, that's my shit.
Yep.
Yeah, no, all that stuff made it out. All that stuff.
Nice. Cool. All right, Afro-Rican, give it all you got.
That part too.
Yeah, Foxy.
All right, next up we have a French.
Oh shit!
We have a French pressing of Lil Louis. French Kiss.
I've never seen that on 45.
I've never seen
ever.
this. This is crazy. Wow. Okay, so to all of the people that think house music started in the 90s, the late 90s, it really started like before that, and it was like Chicago, #1, and then all of the New York garage house. Yeah. But this is Lil Louis from Chicago, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yep.
So this record right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you have never heard this fucking song, go download this shit immediately. When this record played in the early 90s in the club would whip into a motherfucking frenzy. And to all y'all that's like, look, what Lil Jon know about house? I was doing house in the 90s.
Tell
motherfucker. Like, hip house came around, so it was hip hop house.
Yep.
So, and I was playing records like this right here, like this Lil Louis record. But it's so amazing to me because I've never heard a record with this much energy, right? And it builds you up to a certain point, and it slows down. sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
And then speeds back up. Man, I remember being in parties and that shit would, this record would come on and it'd do all that, and it would you'd just literally feel like you're in another universe or somewhere. Because I was smoking a lot of weed probably then too, so I was high as fuck. And it was just amazing, man. And I always wanted to emulate the way he slows the record down and speeds it back up, because I was a part of that in the club and I saw what it did.
Yeah.
So like, this is my favorite part when the beat breaks down a little bit too. It takes some of the shit out.
Yeah.
And it starts to slow down. It's just amazing production.
Yeah. Has the moans and stuff, and then it speeds back up to it.
I mean, it's just to me this is one of the, I think one of the top 3 of all time house music records. Period. Right. I'm going on record saying that. Prove me wrong. Prove me fucking wrong. Lil Louis, and then he had another record too, Club Lonely. Oh man, that was my shit too. But this is what got me, turned me into a Lil Louis fan. That part right there.
Did you were you influenced by his name, Lil Louis, when you chose Lil Jon?
I was already Lil Jon.
So you're all right.
I was already Lil Jon.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite
I always
records.
like watching people dancing and they slow down, try to pop lock to it and free, and then they start speeding up again. Well,
I always just see the girls get freaky.
Yeah.
It's a shame that, the generation of people that listen to house or DJs don't play this record, because the energy of the record is just so amazing.
Yeah.
And sonically, again, the way it sounds.
Yeah. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
It was so simple.
How about Lil Kim Custom Made? She sampled this.
Lil Kim used it?
Yeah, on a Notorious K.I.M. album.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Did she use it slow down part?
She used like the moaning and everything. She used it. She kind of like chopped it and used it as like a noise basically.
I always, when like the Chicago house was big, I always wanted to just go to a Chicago house club and like hear this.
Right.
Like as an example in the club.
Same here. I hear stories of going down into the basement and it's all sweaty.
Yeah.
And I remember going to like some of the older New York nightclubs where they had like one bar in the corner. I think it might have been the Palladium, but one bar in the corner, and it was just like a big ass room, and people just got sweaty. Yeah, sweaty, and they just danced. And that's such a good feeling.
I think they said the term house music came because they were playing the music in the warehouse. Right. I think that's where the name came from.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, a staple of Chicago house.
Yes, that's my record right there. Top 3, like I said, of all time.
What are the
house
other 2?
Music? I don't know. I can't say that right now.
Okay,
I just know this motherfucking
this
record right here. It's got to be in the top 3 of all time.
Okay.
All right, there it is. Lil Louis, French Kiss.
Is it all over my face? You caught me love dancing.
All right, next on the menu we have Loose Joints. Is it all over my face?
Okay, here we go again. So, ladies and gentlemen, garage house music, New York City. I got on this record because I hung out with some DJs that were from Chicago, and they played a lot of house music, and I had to kind of learn how to DJ house from these guys. And this is one of the records we played in this underground club I used to DJ at. It was called the New York Sound Factory, but it was in Atlanta. It wasn't like affiliated with the New York original New York Sound Factory or whatever, but they called it that. And this record, I mean, this was one of the records that you play and the entire fucking club is singing the song. This, in my time of playing house, this is another one that was a necessity. You had to play. It's that feel good music.
Yeah.
Top 10? Top 10 house record?
I would give it, for me, I would put it on my list, but a lot of people don't know about it.
Right.
You had to be in that underground scene to know this is an underground record. It's crazy because my people at Ultra sent me the files. I pulled it up. I actually did it with Usher. We didn't put it out yet. But I had him kind of do the beat. Well, we did the beat. We beat the beat up and added some new sounds, and he sang some shit to it.
Yeah.
But like he don't know the original.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Yeah, this is just one of my. It's just the feeling, man. The way this shit makes you feel, like, and I just remember being on the dance floor, and this come on, and you hit your steps, and I mean, it's just one of them records, man. Feel good music.
Were you clubbing a lot back then? Were you out like every week? Okay.
Yeah, I've always been the guy that's
always
even
out.
If I wasn't DJing, I was out. That's how in Atlanta I knew everybody because I'd be always out.
Yeah, there's actually two versions. There's the male version, and then Larry Levan like basically went to the label and like kind of stole the masters and did a remix with a female version, and then that's the one that like really. I guess the other one was kind of making noise first.
Okay.
And he wanted to go and remix it, so basically
that's what this version.
That's what this version is. The Larry Levan version, then.
And that's the one that took it out of the.
It like took
level.
it another.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine hearing it with a dude's voice.
Yeah, it's you know. But also the other thing I found out about this record was Underground Solution Love Dancin' that Just Blaze picked when he was on was a direct sample of this record. So pretty crazy.
Like, listen to that organ, man. The production on this shit.
It's just the groove, the feel.
Yeah, it's all
and a lot
about
of these
the groove.
house records have that. Just the groove, the feel. You know, production was super simple, but the feel was everything.
It was all about the feel.
And the singer wasn't necessarily the greatest, and
Right.
it just, it was just
I mean,
rawness.
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this is kind of that era where you're transitioning disco to house, basically? Like this is kind of like the piece in the middle between the two genres.
Exactly. What year is that?
I think that's like
85.
80. Chris, he doesn't know.
Who is not on there?
Yeah, 80.
80. Yeah.
So you're coming out of disco.
That was definitely
into the 80s, but the record, like, I remember it from the 90s,
right?
Because it was one of those classics
right.
that you had to play in the underground spot.
Yeah.
And what another big memory is, in case you've never heard this record in the club, when she says, let's go back.
Yep.
I'm gonna demonstrate it for you. You would go, hell yeah! Like, that's what everybody said.
How the fuck did you just land it on the
hell yeah? Like, that's what made it even crazier too. Yeah, I just got skills. I'm sorry. But yeah, the chant, you know what I mean? The call and response part made it even crazier in the club.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like you said, it came out in 1980.
Yeah.
And I don't know about 80 to 90, but I know after 90, that's when I started getting into it.
Yeah.
So
amazing. All right, Loose Joints. Is it all over my face?
Nice.
So I know y'all like all Lil Jon's records are up-tempo shit.
Yeah.
It's bass.
Yeah.
Well, it's pre-bass. It's techno. It's house.
Yeah.
It's what do you call like play at your own risk?
I would call that like electro.
Dance.
I call it electro.
Yeah.
I think it was like the electro area.
Yeah.
That's what I call it, like electro.
So
But it was
electro
still
hop.
like house.
Yeah.
Like electro house.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are records that just, for me, it marked certain parts of my life that were just really good times.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
That's what good music is supposed to do. It's supposed to be supposed to just,
You're supposed to hear this and take you back.
Exactly.
When you're on the club.
Exactly.
And you go, hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
All right, Loose Joints. Is it all over my face? All right, next up we have...
Oh, shit, I know what that... See, here's another cheat. All of my records are pretty much dance.
Yeah.
Records that make you party.
And you can
Records
tell what
that
that
dance.
is?
Rock Lobster.
Hell yeah. This is B-52's Rock Lobster.
I've never seen that. That is crazy.
Yeah, this is a postcard-shaped picture disc with the lobster on it.
So this was in my... I went through different phases. So this was when I was kind of new wave kid and shit. Skateboarding and shit. And this was just one of those records that came on in the club and everybody just loses it and is fucking singing along.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it in so long.
Yeah, and this is a short. There's two versions of the song. This is the 78 version, which is like more of like a demo. So it's not as loud. It's not mixed as well. It's shorter.
Sounds faster.
It's faster too.
Yeah. But I mean, we all know the version that was kind of like more pushed on the mainstream. You know?
Right.
But yeah, the song is essentially about a dude who is on the beach and sees a rock and he picks it up and it's actually a lobster.
Right.
That's the rest
It's
of
just
it.
a fun record,
Oh, it's so
man.
fun.
And
It's so
I'm
fun.
from Georgia too. They was from Athens, so that was dope to see them like blow up. But yeah, this was before they blew up. They had the big mainstream success, but this was their
underground
record.
hit. Yeah.
Did this record get played in the same clubs that Play at Your Own Risk, Afro-Rican, or was this a different? This was
this was a new wave. This was my
complete
new
different
wave
scene.
style.
Oh yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah.
New wave club.
I remember, so I'd play a lot of new wave clubs and college bars, and I used to love playing this record because the whole down.
Exactly.
You get on, I'm
it's
like,
fun.
I'm like,
really
you
fun.
get down, you get down,
Right.
you get down.
Yeah, I love them in this era. I thought I never liked Love Shack when they went pop and blew up. I was always like, but this is the era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the college.
Yeah.
It's the
total
college band sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Total.
Yeah. All right.
Fun. Love this record.
B-52's
Great pressing. Look at that.
Rock Lobster.
Wow, how the fuck did you find that?
Next on the menu, Bad Brains, Eye Against Eye LP.
Woo.
And your cut on here was what was it?
Reignition.
Reignition, yeah.
But really, this whole album, this is all right. So this is when I was skateboarding, and
Now, was this a second phase, a third phase? We had the new wave phase.
Yeah, I went through new wave punk, and then I went through even harder shit.
Okay,
like I got into Slayer, and I just,
All right,
you
awesome.
know, I was a teenager, so
Yes.
you know, you're growing, you're learning.
Yeah.
But this is my punk skate stage, and like, first of all, to see some people that look like me doing punk rock music was fucking really cool, and the album was just incredible to me. Like the sound, like this to me defines when I was skateboarding. We listened to this every day.
Wow.
I think damn near every day. And you know, like HR, like his stage presence, like he was just wild as shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
so I was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
And just the, you know, this album is just, like I said, it's just very well put together. Every song is crazy, but Reignition was one I listened to all the time. One cool thing about Bad Brains is when I did my Crunk Juice album, we did remixes, and I was trying to sample Reignition as one of the songs to do when I did Real Nigga Roll Call with Ice Cube.
Okay.
But then I was like,
You mean this?
oh, okay. So what happened was I just reached out to I think it was Daryl Jennifer. Somehow I got in touch with Daryl.
Yeah.
And we put the band back together just to play on the remix.
Goddamn.
So, you know, as a fan of these guys from, you know, the 80s, and they hadn't played together in years, mind you. And then after that, and all of the press that they got from working with me, they started to go back on tour. And shit.
Nice.
And
Amazing.
later, I even met HR because he was in the mental institution. If you don't know the story of Bad Brains, he got put in the mental institution. He was out, and he was on the road touring with him, and I went to shows with him and chill. Like, they looked at me as like family and shit. So
Awesome.
How much do they influence like your own style and your look when you were gonna come out and be like front facing to the audience and everything?
Well, definitely HR stage presence.
Yeah.
I took some of that because he was just a maniac on stage. Wow.
Okay.
There's no telling what he would do on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing the crunk stuff and rowdy, you know, I always compare crunk to like punk music.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because of the energy and the release it gives. You know, if you're whatever you're going through in life, you go to the club and get crunk and you just get all of that emotion out. Whatever you're going through, you get it all out and have a good time. So I compared it. So definitely I took from HR.
Yeah.
When we were talking about your list and you said Bad Brains, you were like the third person that had mentioned Bad Brains. And I've never...
What?
Yeah, we had Georgia and Muldrow.
I listened to that album all day.
You see why I like it?
Totally. And it was funny because I felt the energy. I felt it on here when you were saying comparisons of crunk, but it was the same kind of energy I get when I was listening to like a Ministry or Nine Inch Nails or Front 242.
Ministry.
Yeah, like that type of like So I was like, I get it.
Though.
Yeah, no, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's more raw. It's definitely more raw.
Yeah.
This is straight punk, and these guys influence so many.
Totally.
So many, you know, rock bands or rock artists. They will have these guys on their list.
100%.
But yeah, like I said, the whole album, man, like front to back for me. Eye Against I is one of my favorite songs on this. One of the songs, he was in jail and they recorded him over the phone.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yep. I can't remember what song that is. Sacred Love.
Yeah.
I think it might be Sacred Love. But yeah, this whole album, man, we just used to ride that all the time, man.
All right. Bad Brains, Reignition. All right, we got a bonus track here. What can you tell me about this record right here?
Okay, so this was when me and my boy Paul Lewis was producing together. This had to be early 90s.
Yeah. It's like 95, 96.
Yeah, 95 on here. Our first record we did with Capleton was Tour.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a monster hit in New York, like #1.
Yeah.
And Capleton actually got signed to Def Jam. All right, here's before we even get there.
Okay.
The label didn't clear the fucking Slick Rick sample.
Yeah.
They didn't.
They did not clear the Slick Rick sample. So he was signed to some little Jamaican label.
Yeah.
So Def Jam came in and goddamn, give me that. We signing you and we taking the record.
Wow.
So that's how he got on Def Jam, is because we gave him that smash hit.
Yeah.
Tour.
That was huge.
And then we got this.
Yeah, hold up, tour, hold up.
Yeah.
Dun.
So once he got the deal, they called us to do a couple more tracks on the album.
Yeah.
We remixed this one and we got Method Man on it.
Yeah.
So it was cool to work with Meth because I was a fan. And that was still early. That was early in Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
It was only 95. So
yeah, I was a huge Wu-Tang head at that point. That's how I discovered this record, because I had Wu-Wear jeans.
Wow.
Tour had to be your biggest thing at that point, right?
Yeah, that was
it. That's like
everybody know who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like as far as in the hip hop kind of scene. You know what I mean? But I remember recording this. I remember Meth came in just to do this and knocked it out and was out. But you know, man, it's just early in my production career.
Is this is like the first or second or record you put out, or was Tour the first?
Tour was not. We had did something for a local reggae artist first.
Yeah.
And then after that, we did Tour, and Tour was like boom.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 more with Capleton, and I was a big Capleton fan. Already.
Yep.
Because at this time, another stage, I was a big dancehall DJ in Atlanta, and we had a dancehall radio show.
Wow.
That's how we got the initial remix, because we would. What I would do back then, I would take hip hop acapellas and put it over the reggae beats, and reggae, dancehall acapellas put them over the hip hop.
That was big
beats.
back then.
Yeah. So we make our own, dub plates and shit.
Yeah.
And
it's like Nubian Crackers, all those breakbeat records that were in that era.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Hip hop and dancehall was together in the 90s. So my boy Paul, who I produced it with, he would talk to the labels all the time.
Yeah.
We had the radio show, we get the music.
Right.
So he got them to get us Tour to remix it. So they gave us a shot, and we smashed it. And the rest is history. That was my first big record.
Nice.
Yeah, it was huge.
Wow.
Were you working with? When did you start working with So Def?
93, I started.
93. All right.
So I was at So Def, being an artist and a producer.
Yeah.
And still putting out, the records over there. I did all the So Def.
But your
So
Def stuff was promotion. It was A&R?
Yeah, I did. So like the So Def Bass All Stars, those were my albums. I put those together from front to back. Put the producer with the artist, everything. Like even like My Boo.
Yeah.
Carl Mo wrote
DJs.
it.
Yeah.
I found Carl Mo.
Yeah.
He used to call my voicemail at So Def and leave beats on the voicemail.
Nice.
So one day I was like, man, this kid is dope. So
Yeah.
I told him to come to the office. He came to the office with a keyboard.
Yeah.
So like he literally was just making the shit on the keyboard.
Yeah.
And played the shit off the keyboard. So we ended up got him in the studio and
Right.
we did My Boo with my boy Rodney Terry. And like me and Carl Mo sequenced the song together. Like we were just hanging out somewhere, and then like it was my idea to split like that. The beginning part that was like part of a verse.
Right.
So initially I was like, we should just put that at the beginning, let that go first. Then it gets right into the hook, and then it goes to the verse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
History. It's a lot of history.
My Boo.
All right, Capleton, Wings in the Morning, dynamic duo remix featuring Method Man. All right, that is it. This is Let the Record Show. I am Mike Pizzo.
I'm Warren Peace.
And today's special guest is
Lil Jon. Yeah, I hope I gave y'all some records that like some of y'all did not know about. So I think that's one goal that y'all probably have with the show, period, is to show people stuff that, they get a little history, and then they can go back and they can get turned on to some new shit and go find some new shit.
Well, it's also
Definitely.
to show you as an artist. Like, you know, we've known each other for a while.
Right.
Like, you know, we DJed together at Excess, and before that, I knew you when you were at So Def.
Right.
And you yelled at me at the elevator for not returning your calls. So yeah,
I was a hustler back in the day.
back at the Gavin. So I mean, I really appreciate this, but I think it's more. This one was really close to us because we wanted to show off you, because we knew you were so much deeper.
So deep, right?
Yeah, than you know your personality. We knew you went back and you had those phases and stuff. So we really wanted to show you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So thank you, man. Thank you for being here.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Cool. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
A Lil Jon and the Big Side Boys, a Bad Brain, Ice Cube, Ice